You've probably seen the tagline, building tools no one asked for or approved of. Sounds like a bluff, right? Watch this tutorial to the end, then tell me if you still think that. It started with this, as you can see here, not much comment needed. Well, I just downloaded these 3 images and they will make sense as we progress with this project.
Buying illegal drugs or firearms right from the safety of your home computer. Then
I know, this is just some next level thing. The whole time this was up, I swear I could hear a bang on my door.
FBI, open up!
Looks legit, right? In total honesty, it kinda makes it worse. Before jumping into the static page, let's first explore some theory about the dark web. And let's say an intriguing story about someone who made headlines because of it. The dark web isn't some mythical hacker cave. It's just part of the internet, routed through Tor. 3 relays. 3 layers of encryption. Entry, middle, exit. None of them know the full path. Originally built for untraceable browsing. These days, it's used for both legitimate and shady purposes. Depends on who's using it, I guess. I'm still figuring out which side I'm on. Speaking of that, let's talk about the someone I mentioned earlier, Ross William. He was the creator of Silk Road, a site that became one of the most infamous dark web marketplaces. Launched in 2011, Silk Road was basically Amazon for illegal drugs. Sounds insane, right? Over $1.2 billion in transactions, all routed through Tor and paid in Bitcoin. Eventually, Ross messed up. He reused a personal email on a public forum. That gave investigators the thread they needed. Someone connected the dots, and it led to his arrest. Silk Road was shut down. There are tons of documentaries and YouTube videos covering the full story, so if you're curious, dive in. It's a wild ride. Now back to our Silk Road. The fake one, for legal reasons obviously. Most websites on the dark web rely heavily on old school things, meaning just HTML, CSS, and some backend language. You see, we love React and JavaScript, but those things come with a lot of OPSEC issues, and most importantly, most dark web users disable their JS anyway, so it's almost useless to use it. So that's what we're going for too. I'll be creating a static page using HTML and just CSS. I'll make sure to make it look as legit as possible. This is just to show you that you shouldn't trust anything you see on the dark web. Literally, anyone can host something that claims to do something. And here's the irony. Wanna hear it? Suppose I scam you through this website. If it had a checkout feature, what are you gonna say? I was scammed buying weed on an illegal platform? Well, good luck with that. Point being, think twice when navigating the dark web. Anyway, enough trying to bring CS students to reason. Time to log in and write the static file, which is the storefront of our e-commerce. Boom, it's done. Fully built, functional. Time to start making money. Wait, hold on. Getting a little too excited. I meant time to test it. Yeah, that's what I meant. Step 2, probably the most crucial part. Also the most interesting, at least to me, because the HTML can just be anything. What really matters is setting up and hosting our dark web marketplace. Again, just to be clear, a fake one. I know I have to keep repeating that. I'm not trying to end up sitting across from someone at a metal table. The first thing we do is update our system using the Linux update command. Simple. Then we install the tools we need: nginx and tor. nginx will serve the site, and tor handles the routing and infrastructure behind it. After that, I use the rm command to clean out the default public folder. You don't have to do this, but since I don't have any other projects in there and want to keep things clean, I'm placing everything right at the root. Next, I use the copy command to move the HTML page and the images folder into nginx's web directory. And just like that, the site's live. You can confirm it by going to localhost. If it loads, that means nginx is up and running. Now comes the important part: configuring the Tor service. For that, we edit the Tor RC file. What we're doing is telling Tor to create a hidden service and map it to port 80. And remember, that's the same port nginx is using. So when you put one and one together, you've got your locally hosted site, now accessible through the Tor network. Once the config is saved, all that's left is to restart nginx and Tor. After that, we can start accessing the site over Tor. I'm using Brave, which has Tor built in, but you could also use the Tor browser. Same result. Now here's the cool part. On the regular internet, you buy domains like .coms or whatever. But on the Tor network, that's not how it works. You don't buy anything. Anyone can host a site, and Tor generates an address for it automatically. Personally, I think that's a cool concept. The decentralization, the anonymity, it's kinda elegant. To get your new .onion domain, you just check the hostname file inside Tor's hidden service directory. That's your address. And that random looking string, it's actually a hash of your server's public key. That's your identity now. Welcome to the dark web. Like I said, I'm using Brave's Tor mode. To show you it's working, I just copy the link from the terminal, paste it into the browser like any normal URL, and boom, there it is, live on the dark web. That's how dark websites are built. And honestly, the same thing that makes the whole concept beautiful, the freedom, the anonymity, is also what makes it dangerous. Anyone can host anything. You can imagine how that goes sideways real fast. But still, the fact that you don't need to buy a domain or register anything, kinda attractive, not gonna lie. In case you're wondering, yes, I shut it down right after this video. Every second it was live, I swear I could hear footsteps outside my door. As the saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility. So don't be stupid. Don't get cocky. Try to build something illegal and you will get caught. Thanks for watching, and peace.